Alright, a huge announcement from Star Wars Celebration, one of the biggest, if not the biggest announcement to come from this year's event, is that we are going to be getting an animated Darth Maul show called Maul Shadow Lord. Yes, this is going to be a brand new animated series following Darth Maul after the events of the Clone Wars series. Of course, after where we see his story leave off at the end of Season 7 of the Clone Wars, which Disney did themselves. This project was announced at Celebration to be expected sometime next year in 2026, and Sam Witwer is set to voice Maul in this series. Now, there are no real trailers or anything that I was able to get my hands on. I'm sure there's some floating around out there if you want to search for them. But from what I heard around the internet from people that were at Star Wars Celebration and got to see a little sizzle reel of the show, said that it wasn't in the Clone Wars animation style, but a different one that looked like the Clone Wars, but almost more photorealistic. So really an elevated Clone Wars style animation, which sounds really, really cool. I'm glad they did decide to go down the route of the Clone Wars style animation, just so it's fluid and kind of matches how he looked in the Clone Wars. A lot of Star Wars animation has been really good at just keeping consistent with the style of animation, not making characters look horribly different from one another from series to series. So it looks like they're going to be continuing that trend with this Darth Maul show, and I'm super excited to see it and see how the animation style looks and see how in between the time of Clone Wars Season 7 and Maul, the animation has advanced. But that's really about all the official information we have on this series thus far. There are a few rumors circulating out there about plot details, of course, outside of the fact that this is going to be centered around Maul after the Clone Wars, kind of building this underground empire. There are rumors circulating that he is going to have a run-in with Talon and make her Darth Talon, training her in his ways of the Sith, and it is rumored she is going to be a prominent character in the show. A lot of people thinking that they're going to adapt sort of George Lucas's sequel trilogy idea in this series, which I think would be really cool. It'd be cool if they just set the groundwork for it at least and established Darth Talon as a character in the universe, and maybe she goes up against Luke or somebody in between episodes 6 and 7 and kind of fills in that gap. Maybe she's going to be the Sith for Rey's movies. I'm not really sure if they're going to go that far, but I think it'd be really cool. And I also don't think they are bringing George Lucas's plans to fruition for absolutely no reason, especially when I think if done right, which in animation for Star Wars, it's kind of hard to go wrong based off of their track record. I think Darth Talon could be a very well-received and fan-favorite character that people are going to want to see more of. So I do see her being a recurring character after this series is wrapped up. But enough of that little tangent. That is about all we know about this Maul Shadow Lord show that is going to be coming to Disney Plus in 2026 next year. Really cool announcement. I didn't expect this at all. Of course, Maul, huge fan favorite. Makes sense they're going to do a show about him, but this caught a lot of people off guard. But it is only right that they give him a show and show us more of his story that has just been teased in projects here and there. So now I want to turn it over to you guys down in the comments. I want to know what you think about this announcement of the Darth Maul animated show coming out next year. Do you like this idea and are you looking forward to it? Why or why not? Also, while you're at it, please make sure to leave a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new. I want to thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a great day.